My trust was like a fortress, walls of steel, locked with the key of a lifetime's loyalty. I believed nothing could breach it, until my own sister tore it open, emptied everything I'd built, and left me staring at the ruins. Do you know the feeling of realizing the person you'd give your last breath for was the one holding the crowbar? I'm Mara Ellison, 36, a forensic auditor at Harrington & Cole. Numbers are my language, clean, factual, unflinching. Every decimal tells the truth. Every ledger is a confession waiting to be read. I've spent my career exposing corporate fraud, but I never thought my own family would end up in my case file. 6 months ago, my world tilted on its axis. My mother, Vivian, was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, the kind that eats through hope faster than it eats through flesh. I didn't hesitate. I transferred $95,000 from my savings into an account I set up for her care. Use it for her treatments, Elara, I told my younger sister over the phone, my voice steady. Whatever she needs. Elara lived just 40 minutes from Mom's small cottage in Maple Hollow, close enough to handle appointments, meds, everything. She was my anchor. I'd practically raised her after Dad's heart attack when I was 17 and she was 11. I paid her tuition, helped her buy her first car, even covered the deposit for her townhouse. She texted me updates, Mom's on a promising chemo, the doctors were hopeful. Why wouldn't I believe her? Her messages were my lifeline across those miles. Then last Monday, during our weekly call, Mom's voice was frail, barely a whisper. The pain's worse, Mara. They won't schedule my next round until we make a payment. I froze, my coffee cup slipping from my hands and shattering on the kitchen floor. Payment? I already sent nearly $100,000 for your care. Silence. Then Mom's voice, confused, fragile. Sweetheart. I never saw a penny. The next morning, I walked into North Star Bank, heels clicking against marble like warning shots. The head of security, Mr. Dalton, slid a USB drive across the desk, his expression heavy with pity. Are you sure you want to see this, Ms. Ellison? I nodded, my throat tight. The footage was grainy but damning. March 15, 2:12 p.m. Elara, dressed in a deep green blazer I'd never seen before, handing the teller a power of attorney with my signature. Forged. 20 minutes later, she walked out with a cashier's check for every cent I'd wired. The money trail was even uglier, gone within weeks. Deposits to luxury car dealerships, high-end boutiques, a shady crypto exchange now under investigation. That evening, Elara sent a message to the family group chat, meeting at Mom's, 7:30. Bills are stacking up, everyone needs to contribute. I drove the 3 hours, gripping the wheel until my knuckles whitened. Mom's living room smelled faintly of lavender and antiseptic. She sat in her worn armchair, pale and tired. Elara stood near the sofa, her fiancé Darren beside her, a glittering diamond bracelet on her wrist. My cousin Tessa sat on the arm of a chair, her husband Mark looming behind. Aunt Lydia and Uncle Harold were there too, concern painted on their faces. Elara started, voice smooth but edged with false worry. Mara, you're the one making the big money in the city. Mom's drowning in debt and you've done nothing. Tessa cut in sharply. You promised to take care of her treatments. Where's the money? The room hummed with quiet judgment, eyes narrowing, whispers passing. Mom looked lost, twisting her hands in her lap. I placed my laptop on the coffee table, slow and deliberate. Since we're discussing money, I said, my voice even, let's watch something. Elara's gaze flicked to the screen, her mask slipping. What is this? I smiled, cold, controlled. A message from North Star Bank. The footage played. Elara adjusting her blazer, sliding the forged document across the counter, accepting the check. The room froze, every face paling. Nice jacket, I said softly. Picked it up in March, right? After you cashed out Mom's lifeline. Gasps. Shifting glances. I opened another file, transaction logs. 45,000 to Rosemont Motors for that shiny SUV outside. 28,000 to Belmont Jewelers. And 22,000 into a crypto fund that's about to be seized by federal agents. Mom's voice trembled. Elara, what did you do? It was an investment. Elara's voice cracked. I was going to triple it, pay it all back. I stepped forward, my words like ice. You mean the 95,000 you stole from me, or the 40,000 you drained from Mom's savings last year for a trust fund that doesn't exist? Tessa stiffened. You said that went to her care. I turned to her, unflinching. And what about the 25,000 you redirected to your boutique, Tessa? Or the 15 grand Uncle Harold took for his fishing boat? The air turned heavy. Secrets lay bare. Then Darren spoke, his voice low. I have proof, texts, transfers. She forged my name too. I'll hand it over if you keep me clear. Elara lunged, panic twisting her face. You backstabber. I stepped between them. Touch him and I call the DA right now. I laid out the terms, confession signed, repayment with interest, assets returned. Darren dropped the SUV keys into my hand. The bracelet followed, cold and heavy. Mom's home was already safe from the fraudulent mortgage they tried to push through. Her treatments were secured in an account only she and I could access. They signed, their hands shaking as their lies collapsed around them. I knelt by Mom, holding her fragile hand. I'm sorry, Mom. I should have checked sooner. Her eyes, watery but gentle, held no anger. You trusted her, Mara. We all did. Trust, I realized, isn't destroyed in a single blow, it erodes through the CR.